Hey guys, we're in Google Drawing 4 today, and today I'm going to be showing you a couple color tricks, some copy and paste tricks, just some things that when you first glance at this document you might think it's going to take you quite a while, but really with some of the shortcuts built in it doesn't take quite as long as you think it's going to take. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is zoom in because it's kind of hard to see right when you first open it. So I'm going to go up to drill 1. Take a look at the directions. So it says use the octagon button to make an octagon. Actually looks like we're going to be doing a couple different octagons. And then it says use the text box button to type the word stop, and the font for that text box should be Pathway Gothic 1, which we'll have to actually search for. So I'm going to kind of slide over a little bit. I'm going to go up to my shape button, find the octagon. It's the one with the 8. And I'm going to draw an octagon. I'm going to hold down the shift key while I'm drawing it. Now this first octagon I'm just going to make white. And then I'm going to go right back to my shapes button and I'm going to select the octagon again. And this time I'm going to draw a smaller octagon kind of inside of it. And then may drag this in a little bit on the left side and on the top. Let me drag this over just a little bit. Alright, so when we've done that, I'm going to turn off my border color by making it transparent. And I'm going to fill the inside with that as red. So already we're starting to make this look similar. So next I'm going to find my text box button. And I'm just going to draw a text box. I'm going to turn center on because I want this to be centered. And turn caps lock on and type stop. Now, before I start changing my font, I'm going to go ahead and find my font color button and change this font to white. Now, as far as the font size goes, well, let's choose the correct font first. So if we start looking for that font, which is called Pathway Gothic 1, when we click on the down pointing list, it's not there. Oh, actually, it is on mine because I've previously used it. But let's say it wasn't. If I go up to more fonts, I can do a search for Pathway, and it will find that font for me. So I'm going to press OK. It'll change my font to that. But I want stop to actually be about the same size of a stop sign. So I can't say, hey, make this size 42, because maybe you drew your stop sign bigger, or maybe you drew it smaller. So 42 may be too big, 42 may be too small. But that's why they give us these plus and minus signs. So I'm going to sit here and hit the plus sign quite a bit and get it. Oh, that was too big. So on this one, on my screen, it would be size 41. Now that does not look to be the same. So I'm going to kind of widen this a little bit. I like my stop sign to look, oh, it didn't change it to the correct font. So that could be why. All right, so now that we know our teacher's not the smartest, that's pretty good. All right, so by manipulating the font size, we can get stop to resemble a stop sign. All right, so let's scroll down to drill 2. Drill 2 is a little monkey head. I don't really give you any directions, don't show you which buttons to use, because I just want you to get some actual practice creating some of these shapes on your own and getting used to using your layers. And there is a little color trick with this one, and I'll explain it when we get there. So the first thing I'm going to do is start with an oval, and I'm going to make an oval Now, if I wanted to, I could drag this over. Wow, that's pretty close to the right size. And I'm going to go up and choose my brown, which for some reason is like called dark orange 3. So this may not be the exact color that I used in the picture, but as long as you get it close, I'll give you credit. All right, so next we're going to draw another oval. And this oval is going to kind of be the cheeks for our monkey. Now, I don't want it to be that same dark color. This time I'm going to choose like light yellow 3. Now, if I wanted to match this up, I could go down here, drag these in to get it exactly the same. It doesn't have to be that way on yours if you don't want it to be. I'm just showing you different techniques that you could use. All right, next we're going to make, this is the little optical illusion trick. So I'm going to choose an oval. I'm going to make some circles. So I'm going to hold the shift key down. And I'm going to choose that same light yellow 3, but I'm going to take off the border color. So I'm going to say transparent. And then I'll copy and paste this. Drag one over to the other side. So that little optical illusion trick lets us get the eyes, or I guess the spot on the head where the eyes are going to sit. And it just allows it to be a little bit easier to see. It's a little bit of color trickery there. All right, next, let's see here. Let's do the ears. So I think I did this little flowchart delay shape for the ears. I may have made them a little bit wider this way. Once again, still going to use that light yellow 3. And now I'm going to rotate that, bring it over here. I think I had it about right there. And we'll say right click, order, send to back. I'm going to copy and paste that, drag one over to the other side. I'm going to flip it horizontally and then right click, order, send to back. So now we've got the beginnings of this monkey head. All right, for the eyes, we went simple this time because I was really just wanting to show you the optical illusion trick. So let's see here, let's make this a black circle, and then we'll put a little, about said yellow, white circle inside of it. So this time I'll change the color to white. I'm going to hold the shift key down and select both the white circle and the black circle for the eye. And I'm going to actually show you how to group. So if you right click, you can say group. And now I'm going to copy and paste that. It really doesn't matter where I move that eye to. They're going to be grouped together as one object. All right. Next, we've got a little triangle nose. So I could polyline that, but I think I did just use a little right triangle, and then I rotated it. So let's make that black, drag it over in roughly the same spot. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then I gave him a little frowny face, and I did that just using a basic curve line. So I think I clicked, double click to turn it off, and we're done with drill 2. So it wasn't too difficult. Didn't use the same colors, but it's close enough that that'll work. If you want to try to match the colors up, you're more than welcome to. All right, let's go down to drill 3. Now on this one, I'm going to have to zoom out just a little bit. So on drill 3, we've got an American flag. And on this one, you're going to be practicing some copy and paste techniques. But I'm also going to show you a couple other techniques. So to save you some time, I would go up to my rectangle tool, select rectangle, and I would draw a white rectangle and drag it over. Now we got to make this white. I'll kind of explain this here in a moment. Next, we're going to go up and choose another rectangle. The shape has a lot of rectangles in it because the rectangles are going to save you some time. All right, so now that we've got that, we can go up. All right, might have to zoom in to be able to get that in the spot that I want it. Let's make this one we'll go with this color, the dark cornflower blue. All right, next we'll come back to the stars. Let's do another rectangle. Sometimes this tracing over technique saves you quite a bit of time. All right. Now, if you're having issues getting it lined up, sometimes the best thing to do is just keep zooming in. Because if you zoom in enough, it'll let you get your shapes exactly where you want them. This is also me being a little bit of a perfectionist here. I do want them to be kind of exact. All right, so once you've got it set to the correct size, then we can go up and choose a red. We can paste those. All right, now these are not exact. So what did I do wrong here? Let me zoom out. May have made these too big. All right. All right, so it's not exact, but it can be acceptable. We'll say it that way. All right, so next, the hardest part's going to be getting your stars on. So let's go up to our shape tool, go down to callouts, find the 5-point star, and let's make a 5-point star that's about the same size. So once you get a star that's about the same size, we're going to take it over. We're going to make this white. I'm going to make the outside line color white. And then I'm going to copy and paste it. The first row, let's see here, it has how many? 6, I think. Yep, I've got 5. So another one. Now the hardest thing is figuring out your spacing on your stars. The good thing is you've got your red lines, so that way you can tell when they're in the correct spots. Alright, so the spacing there doesn't look bad, but it's not centered. So let me hold shift down, select all these, and I'll try to adjust these with the red line trick. Alright, so there's those 6. I'll show you a little technique that we can do. Alright, so let's hold shift down and select 5 of them. Paste those 5, drag them down a little bit. Once again, we can center those. Now that we've got those set, to save some time, we can hold shift, and instead of just selecting one row at a time, we can take our time and select these 11, copy and paste them, copy and paste again, and don't want to do that, so Control Z. Alright, so let's paste that. And double check something. So there's 5 lines with the 6. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3. I've done something wrong and I'm trying to figure it out. Alright. So I still need to add one more row. So let's see here. What's going to be the best way to do this? Let's hold shift down, select all of these. This will be the hardest part because you don't want to accidentally miss one. And then we should be able to shrink these down just a little bit. Alright, so once we've got those done, we've now got enough room. So we should be able to hold shift down, select just the first row, or any row that had 6. Copy and paste it, drag it down, make sure we get that red line to center it up. And there we go. So that one wasn't as hard, but you do have to work on those copy paste techniques. So hopefully this video helps on that. All right, let's zoom out. We got one more drill today. And it's a weird looking bug thing. So let's see here. If we go to shapes and we go to arrows, there are multiple arrows that you can use. You can also use triangles, because I think what I did on this one was maybe use a regular triangle, make it not a triangle, regular arrow, make it black. And then I think I just made a triangle that I flipped for the tail. So to do this, we're going to make it long. We're going to go to rotate, flip vertically. There we go. We want it centered. All right, so we've got that done. Let's see here. For these wings, probably the easiest thing to do is to use your Polyline tool. So with your Polyline tool, you can simply just kind of trace over one wing, go back to your starting point. It'll make it a solid shape. Choose your selection tool, and you can drag it where you want. Make it black, paste it, drag it over to the other side, right click, rotate, flip horizontally. Alright, now let's do the same thing for the next wing. So let's select our Polyline tool. Choose our select tool, drag it over. Make it black, copy paste, drag it over, and flip it horizontally. I'm going to drag these down so we got enough room for the legs. We could polyline this one, but I think I actually went easy on this one and just chose the diamond shape. Made a skinny diamond, rotated it, added it up there, made it black, copied and pasted it, drug it over, flipped it, Alright, next we just have the legs. So for this, once again, you're going to use your Polyline tool. Just go out, up, over, double click. You may want to change your line thickness. Go back to your selection tool, copy, paste, drag over, right click. Go to, it would help if I selected it. Go to rotate, flip horizontally. And do the same thing for the bottom two legs. Click down, double click, change your line thickness, copy, paste, choose your selection tool, drag over, right click, rotate, flip horizontally, maybe adjust. Alright, so there we go. So you can play with the yellow diamonds to make the head a little bit longer if you want. Alright, so that's how you'll make all 4 drills today. Shouldn't take you a super long time. Hopefully you're not here watching the video only because you're stuck on something, but if you are, that is the point and the reason I make these videos. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you learned something from these videos.